I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Hey folks, this is Matt once again, and I wasn't sure if I was gonna review this film because I thought maybe of doing a whole month of Arnold or something like that, but I didn't. I just wanted to do random videos for the moment. So why not review a film I watched recently with a good friend of mine, Effrey, The Running Man. This is without a doubt one of my favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger films. It'd be in my top three, along with Predator and Commando. Uh, I would say it's also one of my favorite action films. Probably be at least in my top 20. My top 10, I'm not sure, but at least my top 20 action films of all time. This is a very fun, entertaining, fast-paced. And this film, I guess, gets some flack for its tone or its comedic one-liners, saying it's cheesy. I don't think it's cheesy. If it's cheesy, then fuck it, I'm a cheddar maniac. But I don't think it's bad at all. I think The Running Man is a fucking awesome action movie. Now, I know it's based on a story by Richard Bachman, also known as Stephen King. I guess Stephen King wanted a long-term alias, Richard Bachman. Now, as to why, I guess because maybe when he writes novels, and when they first go, oh, it's Stephen King, they automatically think it has to be a horror novel. But maybe he wanted to do different stuff like sci-fi or drama. And so he wrote under this new name so that people would not automatically think it's a horror novel. I don't know. I'm not sure the whole story is. But it was written under Richard Bachman. I know the original story is pretty different from the movie. I mean, you still have the main character, Ben Richards. But I think he was an older guy. This gist of the story, from what I remember, I didn't read from beginning to the end, but I read the summation of it a while ago. I know that he didn't have any money. His wife had to resort to being a hooker for money, and his daughter was deathly ill, and he needed money for his daughter and her illness. So he decided to join. He actually joins this program, The Running Man. And it still takes place in the future where the poor is kept down and stuff like that. But in this, again, he has a wife and a daughter, and the daughter's sick, and he joins up for The Running Man. And The Running Man, still a game show, still led, host by the name of Killian. But the difference is in the story, you could go anywhere in the world. It wasn't just in one sort of, I wouldn't even say facility, sort of like in a little landscape that they have, dead sort of landscape. He'd go all over the world. He'd go to New York, he'd go to Boston, anywhere. And for 30 days, he's hunted down by these hunters. I think the hunters, they were just people with guns, rifles. And he was also, for 30 days, be declared enemy of the state, so cops would go after him as well. Cops and these hunters. And people could call in to say, oh, I spotted him. And all he had to do was film, I think, like 2 or so video messages and send them back And if he didn't do that, then he would forfeit the money and still be hunted down. And I think it ended with, I, I thought it was a helicopter, but more I think about it was a plane. He gets on a plane, he takes over a plane, and you have this woman, who I guess maybe is the basis for the María Conchita Alonso character here, and a hunter. And he takes over the plane, and Killian, just like in the movie, offers him to be a hunter. But then the kicker is he finds out that his wife and kid were murdered. I think were murdered well before he even got into the Running Man. Now, I'm not sure if they murdered his wife and kid or just somehow his wife and kid got murdered. I'm not 100% sure because I didn't read the actual novel, just summation. But he fights the hunter, kills him. He lets the girl go. She parachutes away, and he flies his plane right into the game show network where killing himself and killing because Ben Richards here's like, I got nothing left to lose. And that's how it ends. And I'm glad they didn't do that for this film. I'm really glad because I didn't need another depressing ass movie. I'm sorry. I mean, that's just me. I'm just for that summation alone. I'm not going to be a fan of the story. I'm a fan of this story though. Now, as for the film itself, it's one of the producers is actually Rob Cohen, same guy who did Driving Hard, Daylight, Fast and Furious, Triple X. And I know they went through a couple directors. I know one was, the first was actually George Cosmatos, because he was fresh off Rambo 2. I mean, this was 86 that this came out, 87, I think 87. And George Cosmatos, not too long ago, had just done Rambo 2, which was... And George Cosmatos, one of the things he wanted to do, which actually I thought was interesting, but Rob Cohen didn't like it, was he wanted to set the entire film in a shopping mall. I thought that'd be pretty cool. One of those gigantic shopping malls be like an action version of Dawn of the Dead or something. I always wanted to see a Die Hard in a shopping mall. The closest we get is like Breakaway or whatever. It's TV movie, cable movie with Dean Cain. But I want like a full-fledged Die Hard in a mall, like Chopping Mall. I like Chopping Mall, but that's a horror film. But I always want to see like a Die Hard in a mall or that kind of thing. Like the little bits in Low Down Dirty Shame was fun, and I think a shopping mall I like as a location, even comedies like Mallrats, so maybe that's why. I like movies with shopping mall locations. But Rob Cohen didn't like that and sort of got rid of him based on that. But I'm like, I think it's cool. An entire film shot at a shopping mall. Hey, what do I know? And he offered to a few people, a guy named Carl Schenkel, a guy named Ferdinand Fairfax, which I think this is the same guy who directed The Rescue with Kevin Dillon. But those didn't work out. He actually asked Andrew Davis, because Andrew Davis had just done Code of Silence. Even though Rob Cohen is an idiot on the commentary, and he talks about Under Siege, I'm like, dude, Under Siege came out in the 90s. This is 86, 87. I mean, how could you be so fucked up, be like, gee, what movie did I see? It was Code of Silence, though. And Chuck Norris. Dumb fuck. I mean, I like Triple X and stuff, but, you know, Driving Hard, don't care for, you know. I didn't watch Stealth, but it's not like a Academy Award winner. The Mummy 3. But he got Andrew Davis. And Andrew Davis actually shot for like a week or so. I think they probably actually used some of the footage of Andrew Davis's stuff. I think like some of the prison, when they escaped from the prison in the beginning, I think some of that was from Andrew Davis. I'm not sure what else though. They didn't go into too much detail in the commentaries. I'll get to that in a bit. But I guess he went like over budget in the first week or so. Like, they knew it was going to be over budget. So they got rid of him because they're like, oh, Andrew Davis, you can't pick a decision. Did that a little bit on purpose, like this or that. I think Arnold got a little bit pissed in that because, of course, he wanted to work with Andrew Davis because Arnold liked Code of Silence. And, of course, they would later go on to work together on Collateral Damage, which I like Collateral Damage. And, of course, they got rid of that, and then they put Paul Michael Glaser of Starsky and Hutch fame as the director of this film. And he did a fine job in this. I don't think he did that bad of a job. I'm not sure what Paul Michael Glaser has gone on to direct, if anything. But, I don't know, actually, one of the writers on this film is Steven D'Souza, which, this guy is definitely a hit-and-miss writer. Like, he really is the epitome of hit-and-miss writer. But, I should have looked this up before, but fuck it. This is going to be a long review because I love The Running Man. Fuck it. Don't like it? Then shut it off. But yeah, Paul Michael Glaser, of course, of Starsky and Hutch fame. He played Starsky. Looking for director. Oh, basically a lot of TV. Episodes of Las Vegas, Third Watch, The Agency. Oh my god. He did not direct that. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god. He directed Kazam or Shaq. Oh my god. The same guy who directed The Running Man directed Kazam, which the Shaq Attack? What the fuck? I seriously did not know that. I don't... Fuck. Kazam was Shaq. Jesus. So he also directed The Cutting Edge and The Air Up There with Kevin Bacon. That just gives me fucking Shaq Attack. Kazam. The guy who directed The Running Man directed fucking Kazam. Now, the writer, Steven D'Souza, I think worked with Arnold on Commando. I mean, starting off, this guy was like 48 Hours, Commando. He was uncredited, but I guess worked on Jumping Jack Flash, which that's my favorite Whoopi Goldberg film. The Running Man. Bad Dreams, which I like. Die Hard. Die Hard 2. Hudson Hawk, which I have a soft spot for Hudson Hawk. Oh, Ricochet. I did not know he had a part on Ricochet. It's not my favorite Denzel film, but I can give that film credit. Fred Dekker came up with the story. Oh, Fred Dekker came up with the story of Ricochet. And then Steve D'Souza helped write the script. Okay. Huh. He helped create that TV show Cadillacs and Dinosaurs? Did not know that. Oh, but see, that was the 80s, and the 80s he was king. I thought he worked on... Okay. But look at this. I mean, 48 Hours, Commando. He helped on Jumping Jack Flash, The Running Man. Die Hard. Die Hard 2. Pretty good credentials. Then they got fucked up in 1994. The Flintstones. Beverly Hills Cop 3. Fucking Street Fighter. Judge Dredd. Knockoff? Really? Blast. The fuck is Blast? Eddie Griffin, Breckenmeyer, Vivier Fox. Directed by Anthony Hickox. I never heard of this. Wow. I have to look this up. Even it might be shitty, it might be funny. But Steven D'Souza, I mean, come on. What happened to you, buddy? Judge Dredd, Street Fighter, Beverly Hills Cop 3. It's like trifecta of shit. I know, like, Michael Keaton doesn't mind Judge Dredd. That's fine. I just, that movie was disappointing. But yeah, this is when Steven D'Souza knew how to write scripts. And so yeah, Paul Michael Glaser, written by Steven D'Souza, yeah, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, which I know there was a few people before who was going to be in it. Christopher Reeve was thinking of starring in this. Patrick Swayze. Wish I could see Patrick Swayze. But I'm glad Arnold did it. And I think the same year this came out was Predator. I think Predator came out in the summer, and I think this came out during the holiday season, I think. I'm not 100% positive. Don't quote me on that. Unfortunately, like, Predator was the big hit for Arnold that year. This wasn't, which surprised the shit out of me, because for a long time I thought this was a big hit. I remember on the old Artisan DVD, like, reading something in there, said, oh, it was a big box office hit, and then you look at it and, like, not really. It only made, like, 35, 38 million bucks, give or take. Probably cost 20, 25 million, made like 38 million. I mean, I wouldn't call it a flop, but I'm like, it wasn't like a gigantic hit like Predator was. I know Predator was. And I still don't get it. I mean, you have Predator, which was a big hit. Then you have another film. It's an action film. It's an R-rated film. It's not a comedy. You know, it's not like a kid's film. So I don't know if it was the release date or what. I have no idea why this film was not a bigger hit. It should have been. And I mean, as for the story, I mean, who hasn't seen The Running Man? You have Arnold Schwarzenegger as Ben Richards. He's a helicopter pilot. They want him to fire on civilians. He says, fuck that. Tries to kick the shit out of his other guys. They knock him out. Sent to prison, where he joins with this guy with the glasses. I forget his name, but whatever. And Yaphet from Alien. They have a prison break, and it's a really cool thing during the prison break. A lot of fun stuff. I mean, right off the bat, you have fun stuff. And I'll mention right now the Harold Faltermeyer score. I mean, Harold Faltermeyer, same guy as Beverly Hills Cop. You know, he did a great score with this one, too. I mean, do 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 do. Ba da ba 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 ba. Love that shit. That's classic stuff, man. How can you hate that piece of music? It's a great score. Of course, I'm typing to see if I can find it. See if they don't block me for it or some shit. Come on. Here we go. There we go. I had to play that. There's this awesome score. Great score. And yeah, this is a fun, entertaining film that you don't see nowadays. Maybe because people bitch about nowadays, saying, "Oh, you know, he has too many one-liners." I'm like, "What? Can you really have too many good one-liners? You know, how about a lift?" And I can't do an Arnold accent, even though I'm gonna try and fail. Fun prison escape. I love the idea, which they use in a few other films. Maybe it's not the very first film that did this, but I remember Deadlock, also known somewhere as Wedlock, with Rutger Hauer with the explosive collars. They boom, blow their heads up, and you see one guy get his head blown up. Arnold wants to find his brother, and he goes to María Conchita Alonso's place, not knowing she's there. And of course, his brother's been... You never really find out what happened to his brother. Like, they do say, she does say that he's been taken for a relocation or rehabilitation. It was something like that. Re-education. Re-education. Which, who knows, maybe that means they actually killed him or put him as a slave or something. But you have a very fun Arnold performance. I mean, when every line he says is a hilarious one-liner or joke, it's great. I'm sorry, it's fucking great. You know, he ties Maria Conchita Alonso up. It's like, you're going to get dressed? You're going to come with me to the airport. Why? Because I'm going to say, please. And rips the whole fucking weight bench out of the floor. Well, he gets like this fucking Hawaiian shirt, and he goes with her to the airport, and she's like, I need air sit, car sit. I'm going to throw a ball over you. That's fine. Won't show on this shirt. I mean, he really has like one of those fucking things. But then later on, she hits him right in the nuts. He tries to escape, he gets caught. He gets put into the Running Man. And you have a great performance by Richard Dawson as Killian. This guy just played it well, because this guy was a game show host. I mean, The Family Feud, among others. He's been in a few other game shows. And he knew, of course, made sense. The guy who did a game show to play the game show host. And you could tell he had a lot of fun with this, to being a complete dick. Like, he trips over this guy mopping the floor, and the guy's like very nice old guy. He fucking fakes pretending to be nice, and then when he gets in the elevator, that asshole is here next week cleaning up. You're gonna do it. You know, like firing a poor old guy because you tripped. Just complete asshole. And the people he worked with, like he has Kurt Fuller, which you've seen this guy, he was the bad guy, No Holds Barred, that Hulk Hogan movie. And you have a lot of people. You have Jesse Ventura, as he used to be a stalker, which is the Running Man, these stalkers. But now he's sort of an announcer. He does these funny-ass workout commercials. Are you ready for pain? Are you ready for this? It's just hilarious stuff. I can't do it justice. See if they actually have the quote there, because I don't want to fuck it up. They probably don't. Oh, of course not. Oh, well. But it just was one of those things that just... It really is ahead of its time with the whole reality game show. Of course, the same idea, the Running Man, this game show that is the most popular in the world right now. And it's in the world, it's still that future that's fucked up and is oppressing people. But at the same time, you have this game show that's very violent. And the whole idea is that they get criminals. That's why people keep watching. These are criminals that are put into this certain landscape that they have. And they sit these stalkers on them to hunt them down. Now you look at films today like Battle Royale, The Hunger Games, which I haven't seen The Hunger Games, so I can't say yay or nay. But I know, right off the bat, it's not going to compete with this film, The Running Man. This R-rated, fast-paced, fun, funny, entertaining, action-packed thrill ride of a movie. Sue me. Go ahead, get pissed at me, but I'm sorry, I know The Running Man is better, in my opinion. Deal with it. Don't be going like you did on Michael Keane's page just because he didn't want to suck the movie's dick and suck the movie's titties. Oh, how dare you! Guy wasn't too impressed with the movie? Deal with it. He doesn't think he deserves to make $300 million bucks? Deal with it. Suck it up or suck it off. Pick your poison. I'll watch the fucking Running Man. I wish this made $300 million bucks. This deserves it more. I don't even need to see the fucking movie. But the fact is, like, before all these films and nowadays with all the reality TV shows like Survivor and all this stuff, you had this. Hell, at Jackass, if you want to go a little bit farther. And it's one of those things that you could kind of see this happening one day. This idea of criminals being used for entertainment. People say it's far-fetched, but you see some of the stuff go on today on TV, you know, may want to think twice about that. But it's a cool idea. It's a cool idea. A game show. And I mean, the tagline alone, a game nobody survives, but Schwarzenegger has yet to play. It's like, yes, you know Arnold's going to fuck these guys up. And the characters, I mean, on the commentary, there's, which, yeah, I'll get to the DVD a bit. They talk about how they wanted to do it like a comic book and how video games influenced them. And you can really see with the villains. I'm not talking about just killing Richard Dawson. He's very fun. He's very entertaining. But the stalkers themselves, because Arnold, Yafikato, the guy with the glasses, which, let me get his name, Marvin J. McIntyre as Weiss, which I want to see what else this guy's done. Real quick light. Oh yeah, he had that bit role in Short Circuit. He was in Wagons East. He was in Back to the Future Part 3 as the Mortician. Silverado as Clerk. So not too many big roles. But the Stalkers, yeah, they get thrown in there. And then later on, María Conchita Alonso, she knows something's up. And then she gets thrown in there. And this might as well call it War Zone. You have Sub-Zero, played by Professor Toru Tanaka, who has, has ice skates, and his whole field is like a hockey rink. You have Fireball, played by Jim Brown. Of course, Professor Toru Tanaka, you've seen a lot of films, including The Perfect Weapon. I mean, you've seen this guy a lot. I think he fought Chuck Norris. Dude, what the hell the movie was called? I've seen clips of it, but I haven't seen the movie altogether. But you definitely seen this guy around. Fireball, Jim Brown. I mean, he's got a jetpack and a fucking flamethrower. Dynamo with his crazy ass shit. It looks like a fucked up mohawk, and he shoots lightning, electricity, as you say, electricity. We got Buzzsaw with a motorcycle and a chainsaw. These are memorable villains is what I'm getting at. They're memorable, colorful villains. I don't think they're cheesy. I don't think they're stupid. It is like a video game. It's like fucking Mega Man. You don't get to the end of the Mega Man level and these guys, he shoots this or he does this or does that. And they mention that on the commentary. That it's supposed to be like a comic book or it's supposed to be like, video game. Really enough, this would make a fun video game. They probably fuck up, but that'd be a fun video game, actually. But very memorable villains. You remember Dynamo. You remember Buzzsaw. You remember Sub-Zero. Even the names. And now that I think about it, I bet you $100 that American Gladiators ripped this off. Because think about the names of those guys. They had names like Sub-Zero and stuff. Of course, also Mortal Kombat, but you think of American Gladiators, you think of this film, American Gladiators, they're pretty much the stalkers in this. So yeah, they had to rip this movie off. Had to. I mean, this film is influential. That's why I get that. From the game show reality, the game show aspect, and I even like the outfits they wear. Which again, that reminds me of American Gladiators and stuff like that went on to do. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Let me check something real quick. I want to check this shit out. I want to see what they say on American Gladiators. But yeah, I mean, going through it, they face off against Sub-Zero and Arnold kicks his ass with getting that fucking razor wire. They have that gray line. Hey Killian, here's Sub-Zero. Now, Plane Zero. And then they're talking about Sub-Zero. Yeah, it was a real pain in the neck. Then you have Buzzsaw and Dynamo. Buzzsaw, you have the Arnold, or his stuntman, but Arnold being dragged along behind the fucking motorcycle. You have a badass fight with a chainsaw. And he's like, I love the saw. It's a part of me. And I'm gonna make a part of you. That's okay. Keep it, boom, right between the guy's legs. That's fucking classic. What happened to Buzzsaw? Oh, he had to split. I can laugh at every one of these. Maybe it's because it's Schwarzenegger pulling it off, which helps. It really does help when it's Schwarzenegger pulling it off. The American Gladiators was created in 1989, and this came out in 87. So the videotape probably came out around 88 or so. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Then you have Dynamo, and Dynamo kills Weiss, the guy with the glasses, and Buzzsaw killed Yafricado. And then you have this little thing where, you know, they have to get these codes to the specific place. Because Weiss, the guy with the glasses, was like a hacker type of guy. Oh yeah, I'm forgetting some good lines though. For instance, when Yafricado dies and he's now killed. He's now killed. Oh no, he goes after. God, what am I thinking? He gets hit on the side of Yafricado with the chainsaw, but Arnold doesn't know it yet, and he's trying to help María Conchita Alonso. And he's like, hey, Christmas tree, come here. Follow me, light bulb. Kicks his ass, doesn't kill him because he's, you know, sad, defenseless motherfucker. And then when he finds out Yafricado's dead, you have Killian come up and saying, offering him a contract to be a stalker. It's like, I want to get the line right. I live to see you eat that contract. But I'll leave some room for my fist, because I'll jam into your stomach and break your goddamn spine! Oh, I'm sorry. It'd be like this. He had the camera like this, like, I live to see you eat that contract. But if you leave enough room for my fist, because I'm going to jam into your stomach, break your goddamn spine! Just classic Arnold, and you knew that Killian is just fucked up real bad. And he sends in Fireball, and you have a fun scene with Arnold being chased by a guy, Jim Brown, with a fireball and a jetpack. Kisses his ass. How about light? Blows the shit out of him. Tries to get Jesse Ventura as Captain Freedom. Who had these great workout videos. Captain Freedom's workout. But he doesn't want to do it, Jesse Ventura, because he doesn't want all these toys and shit that he has on. He's like, I could beat this guy, kill this guy with bare hands. But he doesn't want to do it. And so Killian basically kicks Jesse Ventura out with his bodyguard Sven Thorson, who's been in a lot of Arnold films, including Conan. He was the mall guard, shopping mall guard, LaFours, and Mallrats. What, steroids make you deaf? Death? Steroids make you deaf? Get him out of here right now! So that's the last time you see Jesse Ventura. But then they do something where Arnold and María Conchita Alonso, they get trapped. And they do something that you see nowadays, now that I think about it, is nowadays they do this stuff where they take a movie, they take computers, and they put someone's face on someone's body. You've seen that done a lot. They did it here first in The Running Man. Maybe not the very first time, but well before they actually did that for real. They took a computer, they took like a match that Jesse Ventura had before. And they put Arnold's face on them so that they have a fight and it makes it seem like Jesse Ventura killed Arnold. And like, well, shit. They're trapped there. They're, not going to stop until they're dead. And then they find out that there's actually an underground movement hiding in there. And they get the codes to fuck with the satellite so they can broadcast the truth. And you actually have, what's this guy's name from, I think, Fleetwood Mac. I think Mick Fleetwood. Want to make sure. Yes, I know this review's long over the place. Deal with it. It's a fun fucking movie that deserves an hour-long review because it doesn't get talked about enough, in my opinion, for the Arnold movies. Mick Fleetwood of Fleetwood Mac. He's actually a guy who's heading up the underground movement. And he's like, I thought you were looking for the door. I told Killian I'll be back. I wouldn't want to be a liar. And of course he does say his immortal line before, I'll be back. And Dawson has a good line too. Only in a rerun. Memorable dialogue. Memorable one-liners. I don't think they were too much. I think they were very fun. Maybe that's why people got pissed at, because the sort of has a comic tone to it. You even have some commercials a la RoboCop with like climbing for dollars, like a guy climbing, getting money, and you have these fucking asshole dogs chasing him and trying to get his shit. And while he's climbing for dollars, like steam comes, climbing for dollars. So it has that RoboCop sort of sense of humor to it as well. But I think RoboCop gets a lot more attention than this film does. But I love this film to death. And he goes back with María Conchita Alonso, and they kick ass. María Conchita Alonso fucks up Dynamo, finally. And Arnold fucks up the bad guys. Now that the people know the truth, they broadcast the truth of what really Arnold had really done on the helicopter. You have Sven Thorson come in, because Killian's smiling, oh, he'd take care of it. And he looks at Arnold, looks at Killian, goes, guess I gotta go score some steroids. Walks off. Arnold's like, one of us is in big trouble. Well, I know you're pissed, Ben, but this is what we want. They want. They watch the TV, and they buy stuff, and they get stuff. It's like, well, I may not have been in show business as long as you, but I'm a quick learner. I'm going to give the people what I think they want. I'll drop dead. I don't do requests. And how badass to kill the bad guy, then put him in this chair. Because that's another thing I forgot to talk about. These cool chairs, they had to strapped in, and they go through like these tunnels. It'd be one hell of a ride. I mean, that's another thing. The Running Man, the ride. You get one of those cages, you go boom, boom, boom. Or Running Man, the experience, Just get one of those chairs, it'd be like a ride, crazy ride from fucking Disney World, Disneyland, Universal Studios, take your pick. Puts Killian in one of those, and it flies off right into his own fucking billboard, blows up. María Conchita Alonso comes in, they kiss, they love each other. Yeah, Running Away From You, a song by Jane. Oh, what the hell was that guy's name who sang that song? Shit. Let's see if they have it on here. Well, just look at the soundtrack listing. Restless Heart, Running Away With You, play it by John Parr. Now, John Parr, let's see, seeing what else he'd done. Oh, he did Man in Motion for St. Elmo's Fire. Okay. Two Hearts from American Anthem. The Minute I Saw You from 3 Men and a Baby. Why didn't I know that was the same guy who did Man in Motion, Same Old Farmer? I actually like that song. Sue me. But as for the film itself, I mean, I know I've gone for like 40 minutes. I've been all over the place. Deal with it. It's how I do things. This is a fun film. You have a cool idea, which I'm glad they didn't base on the Stephen King story. The Stephen King story was pretty depressing, to be honest. This was a fun, action-packed, entertaining, very funny adventure action flick. I love the idea behind the film with the game show. You get a guy into this game show that involves, death and destruction, but one guy is going to fuck up for them. I miss those kind of movies. I'm itching my nose, deal with it. Love the idea for the film. I think the production really works. The clothing that they wear, the things that they strap in to get into the zones. The stalkers, the villains are very memorable. Sub-Zero, Fireball, Buzzsaw. You remember these guys? They're colorful. They're memorable. Each one has their own look, their own take on stalking their victims. Yes, it's similar to a video game or comic book. That's what makes it entertaining. Makes it fun. It's definitely R-rated. I mean, he shoves a fucking chainsaw between Buzzsaw's legs. He had to split. Great dialogue, memorable one-liners. I mean, if you think they're cheesy, nothing I can say about it. I disagree. They're just very fun. They're fun. And Arnold knows how to throw a one-liner. To Be or Not to Be Maguire should take some fucking lessons from fucking Arnold when he did the Spider-Man movies, in my opinion. Because the guy can't do a wisecrack to save his life. Arnold can. Watch this fucking movie as to how. I guess if you had an R-rated Spider-Man, you have talk like Arnold. And yes, I know James Cameron one time wanted to do Spider-Man with, I think, Michael Biehn as Spider-Man. I think Arnold is Doc Ock, but I don't know if that would have worked, but who knows. I still probably would like that better than the To Be or Not to Be Maguire stuff. So yeah, tons of action. Yeah, cool idea. Yeah, great score by Harold Faltermeyer. You got solid job by Arnold. Very funny one-liners. María Conchita Alonso, I think she does a great job. She's likable. She's not too annoying or bitchy. Yeah, solid supporting from Yaphet Kotto and the people who play, like Jesse Ventura, Professor Toru Tanaka, Jim Brown. Richard Dawson plays a fantastic villain. You really want to hate this guy, but he's not over the top, and he's not fucking Brian Thompson from Mortal Kombat Annihilation. It'll be glorious! No, he really works well. Practical stuff. All done for real stunts, real blood, or, no CGI blood, obviously. Just a nice idea, action-packed, R-rated. You can never tell this is influential. American Gladiators, reality TV nowadays, Battle Royale, Hunger Games, and so on and so forth. The Condemned, that's a shitty version of this film. The Condemned, I hate The Condemned. Watch this film instead of that film. I mean, this film has everything going for it. That's why I love this film to death. Now, as for the DVD, it fucking sucks assholes. For special edition, special my ass. This is a fucking ripoff. Because, yeah, you get 2 discs. You get a 2-disc set. You did a booklet, that's cool. Now, disc 1 has the widescreen version, disc 2 has the full screen version. Why the fuck would I want to see the full screen version? Some guy's like, why the fuck you want to see widescreen? Because you see the whole picture, dumb fuck. If you can't figure that out, then I don't care if you like widescreen or full screen, like I give a shit. But this one has 2 commentary tracks, one with producer Rob Cohen, one with director Paul Michael Glaser and producer Tim Zinnemann. 2 boring fucking commentaries. The Rob Cohen one was interesting because that's where you hear about the different directors, like George Fitzmiles, Andrew Davis. That was interesting info, but then after that, it goes nowhere. And the commentary on Paul Michael Glaser and stuff is fucking boring. Long pauses during the commentary. Just, it really doesn't work. So you got 2 really shitty commentaries. Now, this too is my main beef with this. You have Lockdown on Main Street, documentary about the current state of privacy and criminal issues in a post-9/11 society. Game Theory documentary, an inside look at reality TV programming and its cultural impact on society. So, you have one about privacy and criminal issues after 9/11. You have one about reality TV. Here's an idea. How about a documentary on the making of the fucking movie? You have Meet the Stalkers. Obtain inside info about the Daily's votes in The Running Man. I thought that was actually, oh, we're going to interview these guys. No. Unfortunately, I think because some of them had passed away. But Jim Brown, Jesse Ventura, like, no. It's basically just, here's some text for you to read that really offers you nothing that you didn't know from watching the fucking movie. It's fucking... Like, really, Arnold could not talk about this movie? María Conchita Alonso couldn't talk about this movie? Paul Michael Glaser couldn't sit down and talk about this movie? Kyle couldn't come in and talk about this movie? No one could come in to talk about this movie. No one. Harold Faltermeyer? Fucking no one? Arnold, please sit down and talk about The Running Man and Commando. But at least Commando, you had some people talk about it. No, you did no one. No one. You did a fucking documentary on reality TV, which I fucking hate reality TV. You had a documentary about what happened after 9/11. That's depressing. This has nothing about the movie. You might as well go that. That's how useful it is. It's a fucking Frisbee. I can do that because there's nothing on there worth a shit. It's a waste of space. You might as well give me a DVD that had this in there. It's the same fucking thing. You might as well just give me a 2-disc that has this. Right there. Just, I open, oh, okay, cool. Oh, cool, here's disc 1. Shit, where's disc 2? It's not worth it. Don't worry about it. Fucking stupid as shit. 2 documentaries that have nothing to do with the fucking movie. As in, how it was made. It was based on a Stephen King story. The different directors. Making the film. Its impact. No, nothing. This is a shitty special edition. Like, come on, fucking... Artisan. I mean, you did better with the Rambo films. Come on now. You might as well just keep your fucking bare bones DVD of The Running Man. Because this really offers nothing interesting at all. This is a shitty special edition. But I keep it because I love The Running Man. But if I knew this, I would have just... I had the old Artisan DVD. I would have just fucking kept that. Because this has nothing to offer. I would have just kept that shit. And I think at least that had the fucking trailer on it. That's better than any of the features on this fucking thing. So yeah, shitty DVD, shitty special edition, but a really awesome movie. And I know I talked about 50 minutes, but you know what? Fucking deserves it. Running Man, if you haven't seen it, If you thought Hunger Games was good and you haven't seen The Running Man, watch The Running Man. I think it's Arnold at his best. It's one of his best films in my opinion. Sci-fi, R-rated, action epic, great premise, great one-liners, great shit. So, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you at the next review. Later.